Hey everyone, it's Michelle. I am going to see who hops on first. I have a lot to talk about. I'm taking the deep breath because I almost don't know where to start. It's a lot. Hey Carrie. It's a lot to cover because it's such an important topic, and I see that it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and I'm going to be honest with you, I struggled with it. And that is why I have, hey Sierra, that is why I have such a funny way to remember this by, the whole spiritual condom. That came about because I was foregoing my daily spiritual hygiene. But I wanted to talk about the energy all around us. So, hey Paula. All right. So everyone's energy interferes with our own energy. It can affect us positively just as it can affect us negatively. You never know who you're going to encounter. Sometimes you don't even need to speak to someone, and you can be affected by their energy, their mood, their vibration. And you also, we like to assume that everyone has a good heart and good intentions, but that's not always the case. So you really, really need to protect yourself. And that's something that should be part of your daily routine. Protecting your energy, protecting you. If you have children or pets or loved ones, even do this with them. But it's something there are certain things you should do before leaving your house every single morning. And I just wanted to go over that with you. I would love to say quickly, but I think it's going to be like 10 minutes because it's a lot. It's so much. But here is the basic foundation, is your spiritual hygiene. For me, what happened was I have been in close teacher-student relationship with my Reiki master because I'm learning a new modality, and it's something I'm not going to discuss here. It's something that is very ancient, so it has me just in a lot of coursework, and it's a lot of history behind it. But what I learned was there was a rough patch I was having several months ago. Maybe, oh gosh, I wish Carissa was here. She would know that. I think it was January. And it wasn't like a rough patch per se, but it was kind of just a little bit of a funk or a little bit of like a low vibration for a day or two. And I didn't want that to turn into anything more. But my general things weren't helping. And so I talked to my master about this, and she, right off the bat, it's the first thing, and it's funny because it's the first thing I often ask others, but you forget to ask yourself, was, are you doing your spiritual hygiene? So are you doing your daily spiritual work? The very important essentials, basically, your essentials. Are you doing your essentials? And the answer was no. I hadn't done it in a week because the kids had been home. I had Gabby visiting, and I'm just so focused on other things, I forgot that. It's so bad to forget your essentials. So your spiritual hygiene is something that includes protecting yourself, cleansing yourself, and grounding yourself. So those are the three elements to protecting your energy. And what came into play was when she was kind of reprimanding me for not following something so basic, was that we have to protect ourselves daily. We, especially someone, if you get drained easily by others' behavior, if one of your coworkers is a negative Nelly and you have no choice but to deal with them, it's especially important to be making sure that you're doing this routine, as well as, for me, just in the line of work I'm in, I'm meeting people at all phases, and so that can kind of just like weigh in on you. And so what she told me, which actually kind of stuck with me, was, and look at how many instances in life you're protecting yourself with insurance and hey Faye, other things, having like a bike helmet and whatnot. we protect ourselves because it's obviously essential. We need to protect our heads. We need to protect like the risk to bodily injury when we drive a car. And she even said like people go out there and they even protect themselves, you know, with condoms in that regard. And it's the same thing. What about your spiritual condom? She said it's so essential. It's so important. Like you can't even get anywhere. You can't go to where you want to be. You can't be consistent. You can't be inspired. You cannot do anything if you're forgetting your daily routine, your spiritual hygiene. So that's your essentials. And again, that's grounding, protecting yourself, and cleansing yourself on a daily basis. And so that is my long-winded way of telling you it's super important. And are you doing it? Do you have your spiritual hygiene in place? Do you have a routine for yourself every morning or every evening? Oh my gosh, I heard I'm traveling tomorrow, Faye, so I'm flying to Atlanta, so hopefully I'm not in that midst. But I have heard that the South and the Midwest are going to get some huge storms tomorrow, so I'm probably going to get affected somehow, I bet. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my spiritual hygiene every morning, and it's something I've been super consistent with since this moment in mid-January, where she basically referred to this as you would not be going out, you know, unprotected in these scenarios. So why are you doing it to your spiritual self, which is the super most important self? So it was just so eye-opening to me. So she referred to it as a spiritual condom, which I thought was the funniest thing, and it really stuck with me though, and that is why I want to tell you, are you wearing your spiritual condom every single day? Because you must, all right? You don't know what you're going to pick up out there. Literally, you do not know what you're going to pick up out there if you are not wrapping that condom around you every day over your psyche, your aura, okay? So the first thing, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my routine and give you some other suggestions. I'm going to try and run down this really quick because I have a habit of being long-winded. So I'm trying not to be for you guys tonight. Okay, so the first thing that you really want to do to start out your morning to incorporate into your routine is coming from a place of thankfulness immediately. So wake up in the morning before you get out of bed. So this requires you to maybe set your alarm for 3 minutes sooner. This is a no-brainer. You will never walk out of your house without brushing your teeth, you know, or combing your hair. So you cannot walk out of your house without saying your daily gratitude. It is the same freaking difference, okay? Your spiritual hygiene is just as important as that personal hygiene. This is how you have to think of this. It's hygiene. It's part of your hygiene routine, okay? So first thing, you want to wake up, your dominant hand, whatever your dominant hand is. So for me, it's my right hand, goes over your heart, and your, someone is trying to tag themselves in my video. And I don't know who you are, so sorry. Okay, dominant hand goes over your heart. Your other hand is going to go over your solar plexus, which is basically right below your belly button. And you're going to take just 5 deep breaths. Just get your bearings. You're waking up, so just get your bearings. Take 5 deep breaths with this here. You're centering yourself, okay? Now, I like to do 5 things I'm grateful for. I obviously always start with I'm just grateful to wake up to a new day. But you want to think of 5 things you're grateful for while you're breathing and while you're just thinking about gratitude, okay? So this is just really starting to open up your energy and opening up that spiritual self to you and getting you into this routine of taking care of yourself. This is a form of self-care. It is so basic. It doesn't require a lot. It doesn't require a cost or time commitment. And it's just part of our routine that's always abandoned. So while you're thinking of 5 things you're grateful for, actually say them in your head, whisper them. But you need to say those 5 things while focusing on your breath. Deep, like deep breaths, just in and out. Like taking in the day and letting out, you know, the past. So there's one more component to this. You want to say your daily affirmations 5 times after you do 5 things you're grateful for. Still have your dominant hand over your heart, your other hand over your solar plexus. And this time, my affirmation, so you need to think of what's a good affirmation for you, but my affirmation is, I am love. I am love. 5 times I say that with breathing, and then I get out of bed. I will not get out of bed until I do this. And it's something that's daily. Again, I have not skipped this part, and one of my friends has noticed a change. So, since this has happened. And I said, well, I didn't want my coffee to sound like a complete miracle worker. And I said, it's in conjunction. 2 things happen: the coffee switch and adding this back into my routine. With the help of my master, we came up with my morning routine. So this is my morning routine. You can tweak it however you like, but just please incorporate gratitude, and please incorporate a positive affirmation, and please incorporate breathing. So that's just kind of like opening up your day to start. And there's another thing that's really important to do before you leave your home. Now, of all people, I was amazed. So if you are a Reiki healer, you are on a daily basis as part of your Reiki training, you know you are supposed to do Reiki on yourself every single day. It's an essential. But it's like this shortened version of basically blessing yourself. That's just the easiest way to put it. That's kind of neutral. Everyone will understand. It's blessing yourself. So I always bless myself and the kids before we leave the house. Now, I do not do this, but you know who does is Nipsey Hussle. He sages his kids every day before they leave the house. His whole family, he sages them, which I thought was just the most interesting thing I have ever heard in my life. I have saged my house. I have not saged my kids before heading out the door. So I'm getting ahead of myself because that is protection. There's another thing that you want to do before you get out of the house. So go ahead, brush your teeth, go to the shower, get dressed, get ready for your day, go make your breakfast, go have your morning cup of coffee, do all those things. But one more step to this part of protecting your energy on a daily basis and incorporating this into your spiritual hygiene is grounding yourself. Now, this is going to take also probably 3 minutes, and you should do this before you go out the door. And if you have if you can teach your kids about mindfulness and maybe even incorporate this into their routine, you will notice a change in your kids if you can get them to do this with you in the morning. You can call it yoga. My kids just call it yoga. You can call it mindfulness. You can call it meditation. You can call it whatever you want. I call it grounding. Grounding is super important. It's really important for us to tap into our Earth's energy. The Earth's energy gives us everything we need. It's everything you need, all you need comes from our Earth's energy. And it really aligns your own energy and helps you feel centered and balanced and just great for the day. So part 2 of spiritual hygiene for your morning routine. Before you walk out that door every single morning, ground yourself. And when I say ground yourself, we're not talking about this 20-minute meditation session where you're just humming and being quiet. No. We're talking about standing still. Just standing straight up, stand still. If you're involving your kids, I would do the tree pose for yoga just so they can kind of, it makes more sense to them. They can kind of connect the dots a little bit more. But you can just stand still, or you can do your favorite yoga pose, whatever. But you want to stand still, feet on the ground, planted. You want to literally envision you are a tree, okay? And that your feet are planted into the ground. And if anyone needs me to write this down, please just PM me, okay? So, grounding. Feet on the floor, standing up. And you are going to visualize that you are a tree. I am a tree. I am nature. I am Mother Earth. Your feet, that's your roots. But guess what? You're going to envision that there are more roots coming out of your feet and going into the ground, deep into our earth. Okay? And you're going to envision those roots going all the way down or pulling up Earth's energy. And it's flowing up your legs, through your stomach, and into your heart. And it's going to go out your head. Okay? So you want to visualize all of that. Again, this may seem, it does not take a long time. It may seem it because I'm talking slow because I really want this to sink in. It is 3 minutes of your day, okay? You spend 3 minutes doing who knows what before you go out that door, right? For me, it's rush packing lunches. But if I can get 2 kids' lunches packed in 3 minutes, I can ground myself for 3 minutes too. So you really need to think of this as essential, okay? Not as, one day when I have time for that. Because all the other things that you're hoping happen are not happening now. they're happening one day. Okay, so when you skip this, the same mentality you give to this, that's what every other dream and goal you have, that's what you're putting into that mentality. You like literally just knock it off. When I knocked it off, things start changing. Okay, so grounding. So once you feel the earth's energy come out through your head, now we're going to envision sunlight coming through our head, coming down, shining through to our hearts, and we're going to let that warm our hearts. You can close with a blessing, you can close with a prayer, whatever your family's religious and spiritual needs are. Close with something really short, and you're done. Go about your day. You've grounded yourself. You have done your spiritual hygiene for the day. You woke up in gratitude and you grounded yourself before leaving the house. Super important part of protecting your energy and part of your daily spiritual hygiene. All right. So now you've done those two things, and it's important. Remember, I'm repeating this because it's important. Your spiritual hygiene includes grounding, cleansing, protecting your energy every day. Okay. So we've gotten our grounding done. Now for our cleansing, there are many ways to cleanse your energy. You want to drink water a lot during the day. And this is something I really need to even get better with, but please drink lots of water. You also want to either shower or bathe yourself with salts, Epsom salts, bath salts. Another way to cleanse your energy is doing a Reiki healing session, distance Reiki. I do both, but if you're a Reiki healer, please practice on yourself. You have to. You can't help your clients if you're not doing it to yourself every single day. Another way to cleanse is to I carry black tourmaline with me. I hold this. This is another good way to just start that cleansing motion throughout the day. Another way is, we talked about, I have a video up on cleansing your space. That's really important in your work setting, your home setting. There's numerous ways to do that. The most common way is to smudge, which is a Native American tradition that the smoke is basically clearing away negative energy and bad intentions. Now, we all know sage is the most popular. White sage is not the best thing in terms of the environment and ethically, but just make sure you're purchasing it from a reliable source, and also Palo Santo. So what I've really discovered and I really love is yerba santa. So I really like that, and lavender. So you can smudge with those. Now, if you don't like to smudge, you don't want to walk around with, a tray with smoke, that's fine. You can get room sprays. You can also light incense. So it's not just about smudging, but those are good ways to clean at work, your car, your home. It's really important. I actually have a spray, but I can't reach it. I have a spray that I spray around all the time. Okay, so now we have gotten into that morning routine. We've gotten to grounding. We've gotten to staying cleansing that energy. The last part of this is protection. Now, protection's a really easy piece. It's really, you have an aura. So your aura is the outer layer of skin. So you have the skin here that protects us, right? It holds all our bones and arteries and everything, right? It holds it in. And then we have an aura, which is like another skin, but you have to think of that skin as holding our soul and our spiritual self. So protecting our aura is super important because it's housing, the aura itself is housing so much. It's your essence, it's your being. So how can we protect our aura? Yerba Santa. And there's Yerba Buena that people like to do. There's something else too. That's what I'm actually on, Carissa, right now. I'm on. It's just what I'm into right now. My favorite. I went from lavender to this. But in any event, protecting our aura is as simple as just put up like a shield around you. Just envision yourself putting up a shield, putting up like a blue bubble around you, and blessing it, protecting it, saying like, nothing can penetrate this. This is my barrier. Just having that vision of your aura is enough protection that you need. So pretend that you have like a bubble over you, that you have like legit armor over you, whatever you can identify with, but just you have another barrier there, and start believing in it. Start, just visualizing this and knowing it to be true. This is my layer of protection. And all of these things combined together on a daily basis will really, really change your thinking, change your productivity, change just your overall being. It's just amazing night and day thing when you just start being consistent with it. And so that is why my Reiki master said, where you're not wearing your spiritual condom. And I know for a fact that you would wear a bike helmet, you would, you buy insurance, like if you've never skated before, you're going to go put on like the leg pads and stuff. And what are you doing to protect your spiritual self? And we all know that I think that's the most important self. So it's really important to me. I've just noticed such a change. I wanted to talk about it. And so to reiterate everything is that we need a spiritual hygiene routine in place. That we call it spiritual hygiene because it's just as important as your personal hygiene. The care and effort you take into your personal hygiene is what you need to do on a daily basis and incorporate these spiritual techniques into your life. And so it's very simple. It does not take a lot of time. It's visualization, visualizing, you have another layer over your aura protecting yourself. It's, just making sure you get enough water, or that you are cleansing your house with something as simple as incense, or that you carry certain crystals around meant for that. This is black tourmaline. And then the most important part of your day, though, the most important part, and to start this every morning, to start your day with this is so powerful, you guys. It's waking up with the intention and the gratitude, and then grounding yourself before you leave your home. Those are just essential. So if anyone has any questions about anything, you feel free to PM me. My Facebook page, Soul Esteem, has a lot of info on it. A lot of the services I do for Reiki, for energy clearing. But also, we are starting a workshop about incorporating your morning routine. It is literally just about your morning routine. So it's about waking up 20 minutes earlier. It's literally about trying to start your morning right, like the power of your morning. And we are just trying to, in this workshop, it's a 30-day workshop, literally just change your morning routine. So just incorporating what we talked about in your routine, but it's going to be, you're going to have the accountability because it's going to be a group setting. You're going to have a daily task tracker. We're going to talk about why we suck in the morning, right? So we can get over whatever that blockage is, or if it's a fear. So some of you are probably like great in the morning. The morning is your A time, but some people struggle with their morning routine, and it sets the foundation for your entire day. So if we're having crappy mornings, if we're feeling rushed in the morning, if we're not taking any time for ourselves in the morning, that's going to be how your day is going to look. So the morning is so important that this next workshop, in my previous workshops, it's always about the consistency. It's the consistency that makes or breaks people. And so when we're trying to get people to just start making a little bit of a change, it's really hard. It's really hard for people. And so I literally wanted to do a workshop just into this aspect. So it's going to be a very, very different kind of pace of a workshop I've ever done. It's not going to be as intensive in terms of like the deep soul work there. But there will be some, because there's a reason why some of us have problems becoming consistent. But once you start getting on a roll, oh my gosh, your life is just gonna like be so different. It helps in every single area: your career, your relationships, like your money, okay? Like everything is just improving from making this part of my spiritual hygiene. It's just making it part of my daily routine. So the workshop is going to cover the gratitude in the morning, actually sitting down with your planner, make that time for attention and goal setting before other people wake up, even a little bit of cardio, not every day, but even something like walking. You guys, that is another way I forgot to tell you how to cleanse your energy. Remember, we were talking about cleansing the energy, and I was talking about the crystals, the showers, the water, drinking water. Literally, this is gonna sound so silly. Go hug a freaking tree, okay? Hug a tree. That really resets your energy. It seriously does. It seriously is just like a very powerful, instantaneous cleanse, is to hug a tree, okay? And literally, do not laugh until you try it. Next time you're in a funk, or your energy feels off, or you just had to meet with like a complete jerk who was like so rude, go hug a tree. It will totally make you feel better. Another thing is to walk barefoot. I am telling you, all the energy you'll ever need comes from our earth, and it's really powerful when we tap into that. So I may totally sound like a hippie, and I don't care, because it works. But again, so if you ever have a problem in the morning or struggle, hey, we totally should. Oh, I just dropped my crystal. Okay, so the workshop, it's an amazing workshop, and it's combined with the coffee. So everyone who purchased coffee this month is being added to the group. So it's kind of like a two-part thing, because also when you start the coffee, I wanted to change your life. Like, so I want you to get the most of the benefits when you're having these like clarity and you're waking up in the morning, because the coffee will make you wake up at 6 a.m. ready to go. And I'm not a morning person, so it was the weirdest thing, because my body was fighting it. My body was like, I don't want to wake up, but my mind's like, get up, let's go do this, do this. So I want to capitalize on that when you first start the coffee, those feelings. So that is why it's my coffee group. So my coffee, anyone who bought the coffee so far this month is being added to the group, and then anyone who just wants to be in the group. But so we're talking about our morning routines. We're going to talk about our spiritual hygiene, like in and out, so it becomes routine and habit. We're going to talk about your give you a daily task tracker, drinking your water daily, doing your gratitude daily, setting your intentions, your inspired actions, your goals. I am so blanking, but Chris, am I forgetting anything else? Adding a little bit of like our outside time, going for walks. But it's just a group to really start just focusing on our mornings and nothing else. Because I think when you are trying to shift anything in life, you have to start with the foundations. And your spiritual hygiene is the foundation. It's the essential to everything. So if this is missing out, I can't help with anything over here. And it took me a long time to figure that out, because I would be on a roll and then sometimes I like slip. And what was missing? It was, oh my gosh, I overslept. So I just like woke up and rushed. And I won't do that now. I will cut something else out before I cut this out. But that has only been something I started doing in January. So up until I started this this process, I would skip days of my spiritual routine. And so I'm not going to lie, I did. And I've only been consistent with it, like truly consistent on a daily basis, since January. And it's been a huge, huge thing. So anytime you have momentum going and your momentum loses, like me, I was thinking it was something else, like what happened? And no, it's me. It's me just not doing my essentials. It's just me not putting on my spiritual condom on a daily basis and protecting myself, protecting my energy. So it's as simple as that. And that is why this workshop is literally just devoted to making our spiritual hygiene routine. So in 30 days, you'll be so fine getting on your own. But this, of course, as like all my workshops, the group will always stay open. So we'll always be able to like lean on each other and hold each other accountable and just empower each other. So again, I know I said a lot. I know I threw out a lot of information, so maybe I'll make this into a blog post and put it over on the Soul Esteem page, or you can PM me if you have any tips, like which crystals would be good to carry for whatever you're needing protection from something in particular or in a general sense. And also if you need some ideas for your morning wake up, which was always your dominant hand over your heart, the other hand on your solar plexus, your breaths, your gratitude, and your positive affirmations. If you need help in that regard, please reach out to me. And thank you all so much for tuning in on a Tuesday night. I appreciate you guys, because I always know like my people, And I'm just glad, like, if I'm talking to like 3 people, you're my people. And you don't mind that I'm long-winded. So I really appreciate that. And I hope you all have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.